Hello everyone, hope all of you are doing good. Well, many of us have learned some myths related to moving to United States of America, either for work or for studies. Myths such as H-1B and L-1 are the only two visas in order to work in USA, and that too sponsored by our employer. The other myth is your H-1 has to be sponsored by your direct employer only. One of the other myths is in order to come to United States for studies, you need to ace your GRE well and get good marks in it. Also, the cost of masters here is around 35 lakhs, which is a humongous. And the last and final myth is getting a job in United States of America is very difficult and it's a very tedious task. But trust me, all these are myths and baseless. And let's continue in order to explore more and to find the truth on this. And to explain about this more, now let's see what H-1B is. H-1B visa is a work visa in order to work in USA. It is usually provided for 3 years, but can be extended up to 6 years and more depending on your I-140 approval status. People usually have a myth that H-1B or L-1 has to be sponsored directly through the current employer or else the employer they are currently working with. But that's not true. If your direct employer is not sponsoring your H-1B for whatever reasons, you have other means to achieve it based on your skill sets. So what are these other means? So basically you can get your H-1B sponsored through different consultancies or employers based on your skill sets. And while this is being done, you can continue working with your existing employer without any risk. Well, the second myth says that it is mandatory to have H-1B or L-1 work visa in order to continue working in US. But many people are not lucky to have their H-1B picked up in the lottery, but are passionate to work in USA. These people, you opt for OPT and CPT programs or curriculum in order to continue working in USA. OPT and CPT is one of the practical training program given to the students who do masters or are doing masters in order to gain the work experience related to the studies. We can explore more details on this on the USCIS websites and other websites related to it. But basically it's a practical education gained by working, and it's very much legalizes a student or to work in USA for a full time even without a visa like H-1B or L-1. If you go by the stats, 47% of the workforce working in the EAC or the consultancy kind of a model. The third myth says that having good GRE scores is mandatory for getting admission in universities. But this is not true. Many of the universities give more importance to your profile, SOPs, that is statement of purpose, and resume more than the scores. And based on that, you can ace this university. Also, many of the universities, based on your work experience, give more priority to it than your scores. There are situations wherein people come to USA on tourist visas, explore universities, meet them in person and get admits. So having GRE scores is not a mandatory thing, and you can also get university admits in very good universities through your good profile. The other myth says that the fees of universities are very high. Yes, if you convert the dollars into rupees, it's exactly very high. But there are many other factors which play into role and which significantly reduces the cost. For example, most of the students work on campus. In fact, 84% of the students who come for masters work on campus and earn more than enough for the living expenses. There are many of the universities where the students at the end of their masters will be in the gaining position. That is, they would have spent less on their masters and earned more by working on campus and through internships. So that is a false myth. Apart from all this, even though if you take big humongous loans from India and come for masters, you can easily repay them once you start working. Else, you can also refinance your Indian loans through the US banks after some time at a very less interest rate. The final myth says that it's difficult to get a job in USA. but this is completely baseless. USA is a land of opportunities and there are many jobs in USA. In order to get a job in USA, the approach is a bit different and it needs a bit of hard work. Let me give you one sure shot big secret. The sure shot formula is if you apply for 100 jobs, you will get one interview call. And the loophole or the clause over here, the clause in applying these 100 jobs is you need to cater your resume according to the requirements of the job. The basic idea is imagine yourself as a recruiter, and if you see the resume, imagine would you call the candidate for the interview, and the answer should be yes. If that means you are doing it correct. And yes, if you apply for 100 jobs, you will get called for one job. Trust me, if you work this hard and smartly in a correct approach, you will surely get it. This is not a big thing. It's just a matter of hard work and correct approach, and the results are guaranteed. Thank you. I just gave a brief of all the myths and the facts behind it. I know I just tried to cover up at a very high level, and if people are interested, if any one of you are interested and want to know more details on it, please feel free to comment on this and let me know more. I can dig deep and let's try to help you and help everyone. Thank you.